Good day, good day, good day, everyone. Welcome. Welcome home to me. And welcome to Morning Sip with Rev Melissa to you. I hope you are doing well. It's wonderful to be back home. Whoo, traveling to the West Coast is no joke. It is no joke. That 3 hour time difference is something. It is something. So it's going to take me a minute or two, a day or two to get reacclimated to East Coast time, to Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Daylight Savings Time. But I'm home. I'm glad to be home. I had a wonderful time in California with my cousin Vanessa and her honey Steve celebrating his birthday, another Libra on Saturday at his birthday party. And so just a shout out to Vanessa and Steve. I love y'all and had a wonderful time. So, welcome everybody. Welcome to Morning Sip with Rev Melissa. It's good to see you, Mommy. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you, Linda, from the beautiful mountains of Colorado. Hey, Bonnie, it's good to see you. I hope everyone's doing well. I am Rev Melissa, and this is Morning Sip. And SIP stands for Spirit and Practice, where we practice because practice makes progress. Yes, there's my cousin Vanessa. Yes, yes. She's saying hi to everybody. And yes, I had a wonderful time. Thank you for having Marco and me over. It was great. So, let's see, where was I? So practice makes progress, right? And we're all about the practice. Practice, practice, practice. So if you don't know me, I am a ordained interfaith minister. And what does that mean? Someone recently asked me that question, like, what is an interfaith minister? And what I can simply say is that I believe that all paths lead to God. All paths leads to oneness. All paths leads us back home to who we truly are. So that is part of my calling and my ministry to know this as the truth. So I am also a licensed religious science practitioner, believing that changing your thinking can change your life. And being in the feeling tone of that life is how we communicate to the universe. Yes. I'm also a spiritual life coach. I work one on one with people. I also work with groups of people to support them in living life in joy, connected to their yes, reconnecting with their divine purpose, reconnecting with what is theirs to do, remembering, recovering, rediscovering what you said yes to before you came into this physical form. We all say yes. Otherwise, guess what? We would not be here having this human experience as divine spiritual beings. And I am also the spiritual director, senior minister at Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living in New York. And all of that is my ministry of joy, where I support people in living life in joy connected. Living life in joy connected to their yes. So I wanted to get that all in. It's good to see you, Nan. I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you, Tim. Tim always gives a shout out to everybody and blessings to all. So thank y'all for being here. We are still in our default mode network series. And we might be wrapping it up today. I'm not sure. I keep going down these rabbit holes and just finding out more and more and more information that I want to share because I'm really curious about this whole default mode network stuff. and so and so I found out some more information that I thought was really useful, right? And things that we can put into practice. So just as a reminder, in a nutshell, our default mode network is our resting state of the brain. But even though it's in the resting state, there's still stuff going on. right? And the default mode network is made up of these three areas of the brain: the medial temporal mode, which is the part of the brain that's responsible for long-term memory; the medial prefrontal cortex, which manages our thoughts and actions related to our internal and external goals; our posterior cingulate cortex, which is linked to our autobiographical memory. So, those are the three areas of the brain that consist of the network, and they get activated, right? They get activated when we are in our resting state. We're not asleep, just in a restful state. So, I love that I read somewhere that it said this network is most actively engaged when the brain is at rest. So, when the brain is directed towards a task or a goal, the default mode network deactivates, right? So, when we're focused, it's not engaged, right? It's when we're unfocused and all over the place or daydreaming or idle that the default mode network is activated. And it's highly associated with that, with daydreaming and with the retrieval of memories, especially stuff from the past, especially stuff from the past. And then I share that there's three types of daydreaming that's considered a part of the default mode network. And that is the positive constructive, where most of our daydreaming is playful or wishful thoughts, more positive thoughts. The guilty dysphoric, which is more guilty thinking or painful thoughts. And then the poor attention control, which is when it's our inability to focus on our thoughts, right? And we're just kind of all over the place, not able to focus. And oftentimes that's also when our monkey mind is triggered, right? So I became really curious this morning, about the poor attention control aspect of the default mode network, right? And found some interesting information that I hope you'll find interesting also, that the default mode network associated with poor attention control, we may think that we are paying attention when in reality, we're really in the default mode network. We're in a default mode, right? So, one of the examples that I found, and I was like, wow, who would think that while we were doing this, that we could possibly be in default mode? Yes. Okay, Nan. Nan said, I'm interested to learn what other tools we can use to shift it besides meditation. Okay, Nan. So Nan just gave me what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. So tomorrow, Nan, I will share other tools we could use besides meditation, because there's a lot of research that's being done on this aspect of the brain and how it activates and how it deactivates. So, Nan, you just gave me my work for tomorrow's sip. So, thank you, Nan. But I want to share this today. So, poor attention control can be likened to monkey mind. And speaking of meditation, many times people say they can't meditate because monkey mind, it's like they can't focus. It's all these thoughts, and and it's just like taking over, right? And and they can't come to any center. It's difficult to just calm it down, right? And so now we know, not only is it monkey mind, what it really is our default mode network has been activated, right? Has been activated when we're in monkey mind. So one of the things I want to share is this. I was reading from an organization called eocinstitute.org, and they said this: the problem is Whether it's ruminating over the past or worrying about the future, the human mind does everything it can to avoid being present. Like a monkey swinging from tree branch to tree branch, the human mind's tendency is to constantly jump from thought to thought, has made us lose touch with the now, right? Has made us lose touch with the now. So, one of these activities that we do every single day, and we may be thinking that we are focused and paying attention when in reality we are not. So, do you know what that is? Okay, I'm not going to wait and have you write it in, but it is something that every one of us, every single one of us are engaged in, at least right here, right there. There might be parts of the world where this hasn't been infiltrated. It hasn't infiltrated the culture, but it's rare. Wherever that might be, it's rare. So this, our smartphones, our cell phones, right? So let me share this with you. With the average person touching, tapping, and swiping their smartphones 2,617 times per day, walking around with an always connected device means that our mental monkey mind now has infinite tree branches from which to grab and swing. The average person touches, taps, or swipes their cell phone, their smartphones, 2,617 times a day. That's a lot. And we think that we're focused when we're on our cell phones. But the activity of being on our cell phones really is an unfocused default mode activity. Just think about it. And you could see this especially like in restaurants, right? You look around, a lot of people in restaurants are on their cell phones, even when they're at a table with somebody else. Yesterday, I was looking around as we were in the airport. I was looking around to see not how many people were on their smartphones. I was looking around to see how many people were not on their cell phones. I couldn't find not one single person who was sitting down who was not on their cell phone. Now, some people, I'm not counting people who are like walking through the airport or, focus on walking and getting to where they needed to go. I'm talking about the people who were sitting down waiting for the flight. A couple of times, I even checked out the people that worked in the airport, and I was watching this one guy in particular. And whenever he had the chance, when he wasn't doing something specific, he would take out his cell phone and check his cell phone. But we think that we are doing some activity, some conscious activity, when in reality, we may be, depending on what it is that we're doing on our cell phones, we may be in default mode. How many times have you been on your cell phone? And I'm not bashing cell phones, right? They serve a purpose. This is just to bring something else to our awareness so that we can make a conscious choice about how we are being with the tools that we have today in a more conscious and deliberate way. That's it. That's all. That is my intention. So how many times have you been on your cell phone and then the next thing you know, 1 hour has passed? And you're like, what in the world? How did an hour pass? How many times have you gotten on your cell phone to do one thing, just one thing, and all of a sudden you're in Twitter or you're in Instagram or you're checking something else, and you, for a moment, totally forgotten your original intention of even picking it up? right? Lindsay is writing, TikTok is monkey mind on speed. Yes, it can be. It can be. However, and it is designed this way, y'all. There has been a lot of research, a lot of purposeful design, right? Neuroscientists are hired to, to consult on the best ways to hijack our minds through these devices, right? So a lot of money and a lot of focus is put on this because they know about the default mode network and they know how it works with stuff like this. Video games, our smartphones, anything that takes us out of the present. Anything that takes us out of the presence. We more than likely have been hijacked by our default mode network. Nan just put in, yep, I've done that. Oh, I'll just check this one thing and then boom, hour gone. Yes, I've done it too. We all have more than likely, right? So let me just share a little bit more here. They have a whole section called, and Lindsay, you will like this, mindful versus mindless smartphone use. So the practice is being mindful about everything, right? And being mindful about when we pick up this device. Practice. So I'm going to share what they have here. Okay, let me see what I want to share. Okay. You don't need to give up on modern life or any of its wonderful gadgetry. The goal is to feel calm, in control, and highly mindful when using your smartphone. And then here's a little exercise. Okay, so here's a little exercise we can try out. The next time you are touching, tapping, and swiping your phone, pay attention to your posture, your breathing, your heart rate, and whether you feel in control of your actions. If your breathing is shallow, if you feel tense, and or if you feel a little mindless or impulsive with your action, then it's likely the monkeys are doing their thing. If you don't even have the presence of mind to check in on yourself to complete the exercise, then the monkeys own you. You don't have to give up on this. It's just a practice of being more mindful. So I know for myself, I can certainly speak to feeling it's just like going by an impulse. I have this impulse to check this, and then I have an impulse to check that, then I have an impulse just all over the place, right? Poor attention control is one of the aspects of daydreaming. Now, who would connect being on your cell phone with daydreaming? But in reality, that's what we're doing. It's an aspect. Daydreaming is an aspect, one of the aspects of default mode network. So the invitation is to practice being more mindful. And what better tool to practice with, given that the average person touches, taps, or swipes their cell phone 2,617 times a day. So we have at least, let's just say us right here, let's just say right here that we do it 1,000 times in a day. So we have 1,000 opportunities to practice being more mindful for deactivating the default mode network so that we can be present with where we are, what we're doing, and how we're being with ourselves. We could check in with our breathing, check in with our posture. Am I feeling tense? Am I feeling overwhelmed? Right? And then we can make a conscious choice to take a deep breath, maybe to put it down, maybe set a timer. I'm only going to be on this thing for 5 minutes. And then once those 5 minutes are over, I'm off. Right? To bring more balance into our lives, more balance into being here now. Yes, Nan. Let's end with that. Don't let the monkey mind own us. Thank you, Nan. Thank you. All right, y'all. So tomorrow we will continue with the default mode network, and I will share some tools that we can use to support ourselves in deactivating it, right? And as Nan mentioned, meditation is one. And there's a lot of research going on with meditation and how it supports us and being in the present. All right. Let's get into some joy news. I hope that was helpful. It's fascinating to me, y'all. It's totally fascinating. So, joy news is fascinating to me also. So, let's see what is going on. Tonight, Wednesday at 7 p.m. at Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living, where I am the spiritual director, we have our Power of Support tonight at 7 p.m. And basically, it's designed for caregivers. So if you are a caregiver, if you know someone who is a caregiver and you need support, you need to know that you're not in this alone. Please join us. It's just about support, sharing, getting some tools that you can use to support you in being more conscious in your own self-care and taking care of yourself as we take care of others. So that's 7 p.m. tonight, Eastern Time. Go to rocklandcsl.org, click on Hour of Power, and you will be in the Zoom room for our Power of Support. I hope to see you there. So let me stay with Rockland for a moment. This Sunday at 10:30 is Living Life in Joy, and I will be sharing a sermon. So please tune in for that. And then, let me take a step back. Yes, that's happening on Sunday, right? Living Life in Joy, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Please tune in for that. But this week is our in-person service. So we are in person on Friday, this Friday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're in the area of Rockland County, Westchester County, Jersey County, if you're in the area, please join me. I said 8:30, didn't I? 6:30. This Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We have live music. I do a sermon. It's very informal. We just get together, fellowship with each other. After service, we go out to dinner, and I'm still celebrating my birthday. So we'll be celebrating my birthday also. So please join. If you're not in the area, you can most certainly catch us on live stream on Facebook. And you can also participate via Zoom by going to rocklandcsl.org. Click on Sunday, Friday service, and you'll be in the Zoom room. I am talking this Friday about giving well. So the topic is We Give Well at Rockland CSL. But in essence, it's about well-beingness and the consciousness of money. Because October, our theme is Ready Money. Okay, so I hope you join me for that. So that's Friday. Sunday, Living Life in Joy at 10:30. And I guess that's it for right now. Shout out to Sekou and Mama Sekou. Sekou is doing well. I'll give a little update with that. He's making progress every day, and he is planning on coming back to New York for the New York City Marathon. He met his goal of raising $3,650 for the nonprofit organization Back on My Feet. So he was in the overflow, y'all. Y'all know about that overflow light. Hero, high emotion radiates overflow. And so we are in the overflow. So thank you all who gave so that Sekou can meet his goal and participate in the New York City Marathon next month. So I'm excited about that. And I think that's all the joy news for now. Yes, that's all the joy news for now. I will see you all back here tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Isn't it wonderful? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh, thank you, Wayne. Rock on, rock star. I'll take it, Wayne. I will take it. So, see you tomorrow. I'll share some tools you can use to support you in deactivating your default mode network and to be more conscious when we're on this tool. It's just a tool, and how we're using the tool. Don't let the tool use you. And when we're on it, many times it is using us. So let's flip the switch and be more conscious every time we pick it up. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Check in with your physicalness, your posture. Do you feel tense? Come into the now. Do what you need to do and get off. Get off the thing. All right? All right, y'all. So peace and blessings. Peace and justice, everybody. Live life in joy. Yes, yes. Live life in joy, connected to your yes.